Better late than never, we finally got a chance to see the New Mutants, so let's do a spoiler-free review. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and we have a little spoiler-free review of the New Mutants. But first I wanted to remind everybody, if you're looking for your place for all your comic book news, rumors, and reviews, all while looking for the best and positive in all of these characters we love, make sure you hit that like button and press subscribe. Well, we've been playing it COVID safe around here, so we just finally got a chance to see the New Mutants. This film is the final X-Men movie before Marvel Studios took over the franchise, and honestly, you might be a little bit surprised. Now, the film hit delay after delay after delay. We've often referred to it as Marvel's red-headed stepchild here. And after multiple reports of it potentially going to a streaming service, it dropped into theaters, and then about a week ago, dropped on digital release. Now, this version is reported to be the same version that Josh Boone delivered to the studio years ago, but never made it in front of a test audience. And quite honestly, that might have helped the overall end product and made it a better movie. Despite what many have said, this final X-Men movie in Fox's X-Men universe is by no standards a complete train wreck. Quite honestly, it's way better than Dark Phoenix, it's way better than the Fantastic Four, and if you took out the one Quicksilver scene, it's better than X-Men Apocalypse. Now, if you're familiar with the comics, the film lines up pretty well. The film is about a young group of mutants that have been sent to a facility to learn to control their powers before quote-unquote graduating. It's implied several times when they graduate they'll move on to Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, but when you watch the movie, that's never confirmed and the plotline kind of leads you in a different direction. The film itself does bring a couple of new ideas to the table, and there's some cool twists along the way. Danny Moonstar and the Demon Bear's powers really aren't explained that well, but as the events in these schools start to spiral out of control, the story gives us a pretty satisfying conclusion and was quite obviously going to set the stage for more stuff. One point I've seen many times is that if this was the opening episode to a new Marvel TV series or even a streaming service, we'd all be hooked. The film was referred to as a horror movie, but I wouldn't really call it scary. It's exciting and it has a couple of jump scares with a creepy factor, but overall not a horror movie. Definitely in that young adult horror category. Although Alice Braga is not totally utilized, there's not really a bad performance in the whole film. Maisie Williams, Charlie Heaton, Blue Hunt, and Henry Zaga all do a great job with their characters, and Anya Taylor-Joy really brought magic to life. Now, one of the criticisms that did sort of ring true is after the first trailer, we really didn't see a lot of powers in use, and quite honestly, throughout the movie, we probably could have used more displays of superpowers. I guess to be fair, the final act does make up for quite a bit of that, and this is where Anya Taylor-Joy actually gets a chance to shine. Now, in case you didn't know, she's playing Ilana Rasputin, aka Magic, aka Klaus's sister. And by the time this movie was over, most people will probably want a good bit more of that. She seemed to have a really good time playing the role, and the performance was pretty solid. Sadly, Lockheed, who does actually make an appearance in the movie, is a little less memorable, and clearly done with some budgetary concerns. But how they did it was sort of clever. Quite honestly, the visuals were pretty solid, and I like these characters, so it would have been great to see where Josh Boone was going to take the New Mutants franchise before Disney bought it. Although I don't think it would have been in the direction of horror. Sadly, this franchise definitely had real potential, and it's kind of a shame that the work ends here, because I don't think Marvel Studios is going to carry this any farther. It's fair to say, if you're a fan of the Marvel Comics, you absolutely should check this out. And if you're a fan of the X-Men, it's definitely worth a watch. It's not the disaster that many predicted, but not as good as most of the current Marvel Studios films. All in all, I'm going to give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. I probably wouldn't run to watch it again, but the bar was set so low going in, I had a better time than expected. So, did you check out the New Mutants? And what did you think of the film? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.